Let's take a look at harassment by coworkers. Employers or third parties without authority to make employment decisions are effectively precluded from engaging in harassment that results in tangible employment action. However, coworkers and third parties are quite capable of creating hostile work environments for employees. Employer liability for hostile environment harassment by non-supervisory coworkers and third parties rests on whether the employer was negligent in not protecting the employee from harassment. Specifically, the employer is liable under the negligence standard for harassment by coworkers and third parties where the plaintiff can establish both of the following. First, the employer knew or should have known about the harassment, and the employer failed to take prompt and appropriate action to stop the harassment. Considerable overlap exists between this negligence standard and the affirmative defense, but here it is the plaintiff that must prove these criteria have been met. The first element establishes that the employer had actual or constructive knowledge of the harassment. That is, the employer knew of the harassment or should have known given its prevalence or visibility. A timely and specific complaint to the employer is the simplest way to establish employer knowledge, but employers cannot use the ostrich defense to ignore blatant harassment even in the absence of specific complaints. However, it is important that the actual or constructive knowledge of harassment rests with someone in a management position charged with at least the general responsibility for doing something about it. Once employers become aware of the harassment, they are responsible for taking actions reasonably calculated to stop it. The measures required depend on the seriousness of the harassment. However, the failure to completely prevent further harassment is not proof that the employer is negligent if prompt, reasonable action was taken. Employers have less control over third parties but still must use available means to protect employees from harassment by clients, customers, and contractors.